There is a law ancient, unyielding, invisible, that governs every inch of your destiny. It's not taught in school. It's not whispered in the corridors of mediocrity, but it is the unseen architect of every fortune ever built. The silent partner behind every empire, the fuel behind every revolutionary mind that shattered limitations and rewrote the script of what's possible. It is the law of belief, and it is the law of life. Because what you believe you become, what you believe you attract, what you believe you execute, and if you don't believe truly, fully, undeniably, you will sabotage, you will hesitate, you will shrink when life calls you to rise. Understand this now: belief is not a wish, it is not blind hope. Belief is a force. It is the hammer that shapes destiny, the sword that cuts through doubt, the fire that forges will into reality. And the brutal truth is this: life is not happening to you, it is responding to you. To your thoughts, your convictions, your self-image. The man who believes he is destined for greatness will find a way, even if the world tells him no. The man who doubts his own worth will drown in excuses, no matter how many doors are open. Thomas Edison did not invent the light bulb because he was the smartest man in the room. He invented it because he believed through failure, through ridicule, through 1,000 dark nights that he would. And that belief magnetized perseverance, creativity, and the patience to withstand 10,000 setbacks. The world said it couldn't be done. His belief said it already was. It just hadn't materialized yet. That's the difference between those who leave a mark and those who leave excuses. The difference between a Henry Ford and a man who says, I can't afford it. Ford believed the impossible could be systemized, scaled, simplified. He believed the average man deserved access to motion, freedom, dignity, and through that belief he altered the trajectory of industry, not because the facts were on his side, they weren't, but because belief creates facts. First inside, then outside. You see, every structure that rises begins with the unseen blueprint. Belief is that blueprint. It is the invisible sketch of your destiny drawn by your own inner architect. And here's the most terrifying truth. If you do not draw it consciously, the world will draw it for you. Your upbringing will etch its limits into your foundation. Your failures will carve their scars into your walls. Your fear will paint the ceilings low to keep you small. But if you believe with clarity, with ferocity, with resolve, then no external circumstance can trap you, because you will have declared war on passivity. You will have risen above default. You will have chosen to live, not merely exist. You think Abraham Lincoln became president because of charm, because of perfect timing. No. He was born in a log cabin, self-educated, beaten down by failure after failure, surrounded by civil unrest. But he believed in unity, he believed in his cause, and that belief stood taller than every insult, every betrayal, every loss. That belief became armor, and it became torch, and eventually it became legacy. So let me say this to you without hesitation: if your beliefs are weak, your life will reflect it. If your beliefs are fractured, so will be your relationships, your income, your impact. The law does not bend. It does not pity. It does not excuse. It simply mirrors. What do you believe about yourself right now? Because you're not going to rise above that belief, not in income, not in love, not in health, not in purpose. That belief is the ceiling. That belief is the gatekeeper. That belief is the compass directing every choice you make when no one's watching. Every time you say, I'm not ready, I'm not good enough, maybe later, your subconscious takes that command and builds a reality to match it. Every time you hesitate, your belief whispers, you don't deserve this yet. Every time you shrink, it confirms what your mind already decided. So stop looking at your life and asking why it's not changing. Ask instead, what do I really believe? Because if you truly believed you were unstoppable, you'd act differently. If you truly believed success was inevitable, you'd plan differently. If you believed in your power the way Carnegie did, You wouldn't tiptoe through the world hoping not to offend. You'd build a new world where your vision thrives. Belief is not soft. It is not gentle. It is war. It is the daily battle to silence the lie that says you are average. It is the refusal to bow to fear, to lack, to the past. It is the roar in your blood that says, I was meant for more. And this is not just theory, it is biology. Neurologically, your brain filters reality based on what you expect to see. It literally bends perception to match your dominant beliefs. That means if you believe money is hard to make, your brain will ignore every opportunity and highlight every struggle. If you believe love is pain, your mind will seek chaos and reject peace. But if you believe with precision, with discipline, that greatness lives inside you, your reality must shift, not because you're faking it, but because belief becomes behavior, and behavior carves results. This is why belief must be trained. It must be built like a fortress. It must be guarded like treasure, because everything you allow in every doubt, every criticism, every defeat is trying to chip away at that fortress. And the moment you let that gate swing open, the world floods in and decides your fate for you. So how do you rebuild it? By first burning the lie that says belief comes from evidence. It doesn't. Evidence comes from belief. Walt Disney didn't wait until the world applauded him. He dreamed in color when the world only saw black and white. He visualized castles before he had land. He imagined worlds before he had money. And because he believed, the world bent to his vision. That is the power of aligned, unstoppable belief. You must learn to believe in the dark, before the applause, before the proof, before the world sees it, because only then are you in control. Only then are you the creator, not the consumer. Only then do you live by law, not by accident. The world does not give you what you want. It gives you what you expect. And expectation is belief in motion, belief crystallized into action, speech, posture, tone, persistence. Look a man in the eye who truly expects to win, and you'll feel it in your chest. It's not arrogance, it's alignment. It's certainty built from a decision, not circumstance. The man who believes he will win has already won half the battle. Not because life will hand it to him, but because he will not stop until the outcome reflects the vision. You cannot stop a man with belief, you can only delay him, and even that delay becomes his advantage. That's how the greats operate. Every setback becomes confirmation. Every rejection becomes fuel. Every failure becomes proof that belief is stronger than circumstance. But let me ask you, what are you reinforcing every day without knowing it? Because belief isn't just declared, it's drilled. It's embedded in repetition, in what you say when no one hears you, in what you feel when you stare in the mirror before sunrise. Every small thought is a vote. Every habit a message to your subconscious, and your mind neutral, obedient, powerful follows your lead. If you whisper, I'm stuck, long enough, your body will slow. If you mutter, I can't, your creativity shuts down. If you entertain, what if I fail, long enough, the vision fades like fog. So you must speak life, speak purpose, speak destiny, not only when it's easy, but especially when it's not. Andrew Carnegie didn't wait for certainty. He didn't wait to be born into privilege. He believed even as a poor Scottish immigrant that he could command wealth, that he could influence the tides of industry, that he could mentor a generation of empire builders. And that belief burned so hot, it ignited others men like Napoleon Hill, who went on to distill the entire code of success from that one truth. You become what you think about, what you believe in, with absolute clarity and purpose. That is the origin of every movement, every revolution, every world-shaping invention. It begins with one person who believes deeply enough that they become immune to ridicule, immune to fear, immune to mediocrity. The Wright brothers believed in flight before the science confirmed it. Martin Luther King Jr. believed in equality before the law caught up. They were not waiting, they were creating. Their belief became prophecy. And yours can too, but you must choose to see what others cannot yet see. You must learn to believe before the fruit, before the harvest, while your hands are still bleeding from planting seeds in silence. Clarity matters here. Belief without direction is fire with no aim, it burns out, not through. You must direct your belief into a purpose, into a mission, into a reason that can withstand the storms of life. Otherwise, your belief becomes wishful thinking, easy to fracture, easy to quit. You were not born to be vague. You were not meant to drift. Life responds with force when you get specific. Specific about who you are. Specific about what you will build. Specific about what you refuse to tolerate. So ask yourself, do I believe in my vision clearly enough to walk through rejection, through loneliness, through judgment? Because belief will cost you. It always does. It costs you comfort. It costs you the illusion of safety. It costs you the crowd's approval, but what it gives back is immeasurable: freedom, identity, contribution, life. There's a reason most people never tap into it. Belief asks for total surrender. It says, let go of who you were told you are. Choose who you decide to become. And most people don't want that responsibility. They would rather believe in the lie of limitation. It's easier. If you believe you're unlucky, you don't have to try. If you believe the system is too rigged, you never have to risk. If you believe you're too late, too old, too flawed, you get to stay exactly where you are and call it fate. But belief, true belief, is not a cage. It is a sword. It cuts through excuses and demands that you rise. You want to change your life, change your beliefs. You want to change your beliefs, change your focus. You want to change your focus, change what you feed your mind day after day after day. Start acting like the person you want to become. Speak like him, move like her. Think like the version of you that already has the life you crave. This is not delusion, this is alignment, this is cause and effect. The universe rewards those who act with belief, not those who wait with doubt. Burn this into your soul. Life is not fair, but it is precise. It reflects back the exact intensity of your belief, no more, no less. So if your dream is lukewarm, your result will be lukewarm. But if your belief is white, hot, burning, unshakable, there is not a force on earth that can stop you. That doesn't mean you won't fall. It means when you fall, you'll rise faster. It means your failures become chapters, not conclusions. It means when the world says impossible, your belief becomes the rebuttal. Because belief creates options where others see dead ends. It unlocks doors others walk past. It rewrites rules others blindly follow. It is the currency of greatness, and only those bold enough to spend it reap the rewards. So if there is one truth I could tattoo onto your mind, it is this: believe with such depth that the universe has no choice but to make room for you. Shout your destiny in silence. Walk like it's already yours. And act as if nothing can stop you, because when you believe with all your being, nothing truly can. But belief alone is not enough, not if it isn't backed by discipline, because belief without discipline becomes fantasy. You must live your belief, breathe it, bleed it, and that means showing up every day when no one claps. That means building when it's boring, repeating when it's quiet, and trusting the process when doubt is screaming louder than faith. Discipline is the evidence of belief. Don't tell me what you believe, show me your habits. Show me your calendar. Show me what you do at 5 a.m. when the world sleeps, because in that silence your belief is tested. It's easy to say you believe when energy is high, but belief becomes real in the grind, in the setbacks, in the fatigue. Discipline is the hammer that shapes belief into results, and it's always been this way. Nikola Tesla believed in the future of energy, but it was discipline working tirelessly, obsessively, night after night that brought the future into the present. Discipline took the spark of belief and turned it into lightning. You think greatness just appears. No, greatness is summoned. Greatness is earned, and discipline is the cost. Even Michael Jordan, the most gifted athlete of his generation, didn't rely on talent. He believed he could be the best, but it was his discipline that made him the greatest. First to arrive, last to leave, always training, always studying, obsessing over the fundamentals when others were chasing applause. That's the kind of belief that builds dynasties. And you have the same tools. Not the same path, but the same power. The problem is, you keep waiting for proof. You wait for others to validate your dream. You wait for perfect timing, but belief doesn't wait. Belief acts. Belief doesn't beg, it builds. It doesn't ask permission, it claims ownership. You are not a victim of your current circumstances. You are the architect of what comes next, but only if you believe that fully enough to move. You have to kill the lie that says you're not ready. You're not underqualified, you're uncommitted. You're not too late, you're undecided. The second you commit truly, fully, irreversibly, you'll see the doors start to open, not because the world changed, but because you did. This is the law of life, the law of belief. It does not cheat, it does not lie, it does not pity, it only responds, and belief, the kind that moves mountains, is always paired with vision. Because belief without vision is like a powerful engine with no destination. It moves, but it goes nowhere. Vision gives belief its direction. It draws the map. It says, this is where I'm going, no matter how long it takes. No matter how many detours. I am becoming this version of me, not someday, not when things calm down, but now. Look at Steve Jobs, visionary. Yes, but more than that, he believed so deeply in what the world could be. He refused to settle for what it was. He envisioned beauty and simplicity in technology when the rest of the world settled for clunky machines. His belief, radical, stubborn, borderline obsessive, created new standards, new industries, new expectations. Why? Because he saw it before anyone else did, and he refused to let go. That's the kind of vision belief demands. Not just goals, purpose, clarity, fire, a reason so strong it keeps you going when the world says, slow down, when your body says, rest, when your fear says, quit. Because you will be tested. Make no mistake, every belief is tested. You will doubt, you will fail, you will be tempted to retreat, but if the vision is real and the belief is strong, nothing will break you. You might bend, you might pause, but you will not break, because you weren't built for mediocrity. You weren't designed to exist in the margins. There's a reason you feel something awaken when you hear these words. That's your truth trying to surface. That's your higher self pounding on the door saying, let me lead. But belief requires you to let go of comfort, of control, of your addiction to certainty. You can't live a legendary life while clutching the familiar. You can't soar while dragging the weight of your excuses. So let them go. Let go of the voice that says, I'm not good enough. That's not your voice, that's the echo of someone else's fear. Let go of what if it doesn't work, and replace it with what if it does. Let go of the need to be perfect before you begin. Progress builds belief. Action sharpens clarity. Confidence is the consequence of movement, not its prerequisite. Start now. Start with what you have, where you are, and believe like your life depends on it, because it does. This is the law. This is the code. This is the fire behind every story that ever mattered. Believe, move, build, because the law of belief is the law of life, and you are either obeying it or being ruled by it. When belief fuses with purpose and purpose fuses with action, a transformation begins not around you, but within you. You no longer see obstacles as enemies. You see them as the gymnasium where your strength is forged. You no longer fear failure. You welcome it like a blacksmith welcomes heat necessary for shaping what must be. Because belief, once rooted deep, makes you unshakable. You stop negotiating with doubt. You stop tiptoeing around your potential. You stop waiting for the world to confirm what you already know to be true. You become the authority in your own life, Understand belief rewrites identity. The moment you believe you are a builder, you build. The moment you believe you are worthy, you stop begging. The moment you believe you are destined, you stop asking for permission. And the world, it takes its cue from you. If you show up like a giant, the world makes room. If you walk like a storm, the world clears a path. But if you shrink, if you doubt, if you hesitate, it will bury you in options, distractions, noise. Life becomes fog because your belief is dim. You were not born to be fog. You were born to be fire, to illuminate, to lead, to create. But the fire starts in the furnace of your mind. Stoke it, protect it. Feed it with discipline, gratitude, and clarity, because what you feed, you become. Gratitude, yes. Gratitude is belief in disguise. When you are grateful, you affirm to the universe, I have, I am, I receive. Gratitude flips the script from lack to abundance, from waiting to knowing, and when you live in that knowing, when every breath affirms your worth, doors open. People respond, reality reshapes. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe you deserve. So raise your standards, raise your energy, raise your expectations of who you are and what you will tolerate, because the world does not exceed your own image of self. And yes, adversity will come. Life will test the integrity of your belief. Storms will arrive not to break you, but to confirm how deep your roots truly go. Ask any oak tree. Growth is not born in calm. It is built in wind, in pressure, in time. That's what makes it powerful. That's what makes it stand when others fall. So the next time hardship knocks, don't flinch. Remember who you are. Remember the law. This isn't punishment. This is preparation. The universe is not working against you. It's chiseling you, sculpting you, training your reflexes for the life you asked for. Every test of belief is a staircase. Rise. Every closed door is redirection. Adapt. Every delay is refinement. Persist, because belief is a muscle. And those who build it lift more than dreams, they lift empires. They don't complain about the grind, they thank it. They don't fear the climb, they honor it. They don't retreat from uncertainty, they command it. This is the mindset of those who lead nations, of those who create movements, of those whose names echo through history. Think of Mandela, 27 years in a cell, and he still believed. Think of Helen Keller, blind and deaf, yet she believed in light, in voice, in change. Think of every soul who ever altered the course of time. They all obeyed this law. Whether they knew it or not, they lived by it. And now it's your turn. You've been waiting for something to change. But the change starts with you, with a decision, not a delay, with courage, not convenience, with action, not approval. Don't die with your belief locked inside you. Don't leave this world with your power dormant, your dreams unlived, your fire uncaptured. You were born with the tools. You were born with the capacity to believe not in fantasy, but in creation, in becoming, in mastery, in legacy. Now light the match. Make the decision that this moment, this one, will be the line in the sand. No more retreating, no more doubting, no more shrinking to fit the room. From this moment forward, you walk in belief. You speak with conviction. You rise with purpose. You act as if the future is already yours, because it is. This is not hype. This is not inspiration. This is truth. And the truth will set you free, but only if you dare to live it. The law of belief is the law of life. Obey it, and life obeys you. So go, build. Become. The world does not need another doubter. It needs you fully awakened, fully committed, and fully alive.